Hello, Kansas. Happy Friday, mate. Alright, guys, I am good to go. My video gamers are good to go. First series of the night. Proper community Starcraft. Pie, the man who helps out every single Monday with the weekly, sets up the bracket, checks people in, seeds them, most of the time a bit incorrect, versus DaveTesta, longtime American streamer, passion lord caster. And these two have history. Apparently, whenever they have games against each other, it's supposed to be really good and crazy. Now, often when people tell me that, doesn't necessarily always deliver. I hope they have a fun series. For the life of me, I have no idea who's the favorite here. A while ago, I would have said Pie, but I know that Pie has been playing a lot of Mechabellum, has been playing a decent amount of Deadlock. And Dave, I mean, Dave plays a lot, but he doesn't always play like mega try-hard, right? So how much do you really learn there? I honestly don't know. The prediction is favorite, is leaning towards Pie, but that could just be one big bet. That doesn't really say a whole lot yet. Is the tournament match over? No. Your thermal is the main event of the evening. Main event is always the final series of the night. So your thermal will play approximately in 3 hours. For some reason my screen was black there for a while. I had a minor panic attack. But we're good to go, guys. Big Brain Bouts, number 95. If you guys have any questions, exclamation mark BBB or exclamation mark B for the 4 matches that are listed in the stream title. But in case you don't understand it, you can take a look at Wikipedia. That should work. Let's do it. Let's have a fun evening together.
Let's get it on.
Servus Lino. Let me do the intros quickly. In the bottom right side, he is playing as Protoss in game 1. Unbelievable. All the memes about his roaches all day, every day. And now he thinks he is Liquid Clum. Instead of playing his main race, he has gone with Protoss. This is Pie, the Polish. Well, normally Zerg. Apparently Protoss now. Pie's Protoss is not very hot. I've seen enough of that. Top left side of Last Fantasy, a man that I know as a Protoss, and I do think does his best work with Protoss. He's actually playing Terran in round 1. I don't know if they settled for random versus random or whatever happened here. I'll ask after the game. This is DaveTesta. He always talks about taking people to Kirktown. I don't really know what Kirktown is, or who lives there, or who belongs in Kirktown, but people will apparently be taken to Kirktown. Zombie Grub will be playing once more. Last time ZG played, he actually played against Pie. That was a Terran against Zerg. And let's just say ZG kind of murdered our boy. I don't know if it was 3-1 or 3-0, but I do know that a lot of drones went down on that day. A lot of drones went down. That's all I remember. Hellions driving into naked mineral lines and roasting and toasting the entire economy of Pie. So Lino's asking me, is Pie going to get stumped? I don't know, especially when it comes to PvT. Honestly, Terran, all the memes aside, guys, Terran is pretty hard to play. And if you main Protoss and you struggle, like at 4K, 4-2, 4-3 with Protoss, I have a hard time believing that your Terran is going to be next level. But maybe DaveTesta can prove me wrong. I don't know if anything has ever been worse than Lino against the Widowmines, though. The Widowmines of Winged. Oh my god, I would pay good money to actually see that clip again. I hope we can find it. I think it's out there somewhere. It is hidden. It is buried in the middle of 100 other clips, but... Oh wait, I forgot the music. Sorry. Music is back. I know something was missing. You played Dave's Terran once, was a good game. And you're around 3-7, right, Ibra? 3-8, 3-9, give or take. I could have shaded here, by the way. Most of the time you get 2 hits off, you should always try to shade, because the 3rd hit is money. I don't know what Dave is doing with this SCV here. It's been chilling for a little while. Perhaps he's got like a hidden command center up his sleeve, but every SCV matters. And having one SCV do absolutely nothing from basically minute 1 is a little bit silly. How good is Pie? Pie Zerg can honestly be kind of good. I tease him a lot just because I like to tease my friends. But if Pie is really feeling it and he's bringing his A game, Pie Zerg is honestly quite good. And I think he can even be a little bit higher than what he's been at the ladder. And then we're talking like 4-2, I think is his all-time record. But Pie is pretty good in some things. So cranking out a couple drones and then making a crazy amount of roaches and links. Anything that becomes more complicated than that, I do think he falls off a little. DaveTesta has gone without a bunkie here, guys. That basically means that until the Cyclone is out, we are going to get absolutely shreked. Why don't we build a bunker? Huh. No, it's not GG. It's not that bad. Also, Pie has a Phoenix follow-up, right? And you guys know I love Phoenix. I'm not going to tell you guys how good I think the Phoenix are or why they're good. But Phoenixes don't kill very quick. Unless you actually have like a gateway on the other side of the map and you warp in Stalkers and you try to kill your opponent with Stalker or Phoenix. Phoenixes will never end the game that quickly, but it is obviously a good start for Pie. A 12 worker lead. Oh, well. We were wondering what is SCV was up to in the bottom left side of Last Fantasy. Apparently DaveTesta plans on bringing battle cruisers and teleporting them straight into Kirktown, if that is a thing. And honestly, BCs, guys, actually very good against the Phoenix opening, believe it or not. BCs can be very, very, very good against the Phoenix build. And Pie is terribly misreading this, because he's now getting a second shield battery in front of his natural for honestly absolutely no reason. I don't know, Jeremy. I don't know if they decided on random against random game 1 or if this is just what they have gone for in the end. 3 Phoenix can kill a Cyclone. Dave should really repair. Why don't you repair, Dave? Not repairing the Cyclone there, I think, is a bit of a mistake. Hello, Gwogwell. I don't think there is a next time, guys. If I say it's the last Big Brain Bouts in a while, I mean it's the last Big Brain Bouts in a proper while. Exclamation mark, no BBB. The next time that I could potentially run a Big Brain Bouts would be on the 4th of July. But at that point, we have to see. I don't even know what's going to be happening on the 4th of July. Other than that, we'll celebrate the greatest country on this planet. So the first BC, where is it? Pie, by the way, got a cannon. Having a cannon in your main is very good. Wait, what happened to the BC? He's building it now? We're 6 minutes into the game and now we're building it? Sweet baby Jesus, DaveTesta. Sick, and we're still supply blocks and we can't even build it yet. Oh my goodness. So when I said I think that a BC can be good against a Phoenix opening, I mean that an early BC jumps to the other side of the map at a respectable time of like 5 minutes something. Oh, okay, one Phoenix does go down. And then the Protoss has, let's say, only 2 gases up and running and you have like 4 or 5 Phoenix. If you don't have a shield battery in your main base, you're actually going to lose either so many Phoenix or you're going to lose a lot of probes. But now I am applying timings that make sense and that I have seen in my games. Apparently, over in Kirktown, everything arrives 4 minutes later. And that's a lot of minutes, guys. In the early stage, oh my god, what am I looking at? DaveTesta has been supply blocked for 8 minutes in a 7-minute game, and Pie is parking his Phoenix above a missile turret. It's a community series opener, alright. I mean, I don't know if this is much of a Roddy build. I very, very rarely play Phoenix Zealot into a double Stargate with a fleet beacon. That I would say is only ever a thing for me if I'd be playing against mech. But honestly, I'd kind of try to just end it with Phoenix Zealot and an Observer against mech. Alright, the battle cruiser has teleported. Kill the cannon first. You have to kill the cannon. How many gateways does Pie have? 4. Honestly, that Phoenix count? Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. DaveTesta! What on earth are we doing? Oh my goodness. I am going to a very big Pokemon trading card convention tomorrow. And if I ever stumble across a Charizard first edition out of 1999, then assuming it's been graded 1 because it's gone in through the wash machine like 3 times and it's basically in the worst state imaginable, that is honestly the only thing that I can think of that is close to that battlecruiser teleport I've just seen. That was a very late BC. It was a very late BC. Oh, what? What? Okay. That is one hell of a stim as well. We've got 0 medevacs, by the way. But DaveTesta has stimmed all of his bio units. While he is still at least 2 miles away from the Phoenix. We are going to get a Thor. Thor, low-key. Good choice. Oh my god, we stim again. If Pie warps in 6 Zealots right now, he can one-shot the army. Uh-oh. Ai, 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 ai. Goedenavond, Mark. Veel plezier vanavond. So Pie is going up to 4 bases, and he's building 3 carriers at a time. He's also getting Blink, he's getting +2. Pie's honestly kind of cruising here in game 1. DaveTesta has indulged in a lot of self-harm over here, and I want you guys to know that that is not something I ever support on this channel. You are beautiful, you are loved. I want to say that to the battlecruiser from DaveTesta and to all of these Marines that have been stimming 6 times for absolutely no reason. These medevacs are basically when you just became a nurse and Corona hit, and you're like, oh my god! Overtime immediately! Oh, he will stim again. I feel like Dave, every single time he sees red on the minimap, he turns into a Spanish bull. And he's like, stim! Alright, we got a mothership on the way as well. When Pie said he always has bangers against DaveTesta, this is not what I had in mind. I thought I was gonna witness 2 nerds just push each other to the limit, basically make a lot of basic units. DaveTesta going for some Immortal Zealot all-in. Pie building more roaches than Dark did today in that Game 7 and 6. The Game 6 analysis from Twitch chat was definitely something, guys. Dark loses 20 drones, already had 15 drones less. Makes nothing but roaches and attacks, and people are like, what a comeback! I'm like, guys, like, he was kind of all in. It was just like, he was all in, and now he was even more all in, and he had a lot of roaches. What do we got over here? DaveTesta. Oh, Dave. By the way, it has indeed. This SCV left the house with big dreams. Mom, Dad, you guys may not believe in me, but one day when I grow up, my fusion core will also build a supply depot, will also build a barracks with a very casual tech lab in the bottom left side. And eventually, I'm gonna build a new city. One siege tank is leading the charge here for DaveTesta, since Pie has absolutely no splash damage. Can't believe I'm the one pointing that out. His army is actually not that goated. Marines are very good, especially if they can just fight. Now a couple of Zealots are going to make things a tiny bit more complicated, but the carriers are low on interceptors. Their Widow Mine could deal a lot of friendly fire. It does deal a lot of friendly fire. DaveTesta, his own Widow Mine, just shot 7 Marines down at once. He was honestly doing pretty good there at first. He should have just waited until his army would be healed up again, and then he could go again. But by going so far forward, he exposed his army. Big shout out to Too Big for the massive raid. Welcome, guys. I'm in the first of 4 best of 5s tonight. BASILISK Big Brain Bouts number 95. This is 4,000 MMR gaming. The winner of this best of 5 will get $60. The loser gets 15. Dave is trying to trick Pie by saying that he has left the game. Unbelievable scenes over here on the Friday evening. That would not have counted, by the way. Just in case, guys. If Polish Pie would have fell for that, I would have not counted that. I just want you guys to know. Dave Starren is only like 3.4k. I believe it patches. Did you guys go random versus random? Or why was this a TVP? I really hope that we can just go to PvZ, because that is kind of what I had in mind. So I'm just asking them quickly why we ended up with this TVP. Yeah, as long as the gamers have fun, I'm obviously okay with it. But I kind of want to see them play try-hard PvZ. That's kind of what it's about. Posted the interview. Yeah, the interview was really good too, mate. The interview was really good. I remember that fully. Like, you can sometimes analyze my laughter on like, okay, I think it's funny, or I think it's really funny, or I think it's next level funny. And I think if I recall this interview correctly, I think I had next level laughter. Similar to the In Control and TLO cast over at Home Story Cup. I think that is the hardest that I've ever laughed behind the camera. Roddy, what's up? Chilling, mate. Big Brain Bouts. That's what's up. Alright. So one game, apparently they just wanted to do a TVP for fun, and now they're going to play their main races. Pie, Zerg, DaveTesta, Protoss. This should be good. This should be a bit better. No, it doesn't have to be good, but I do like it to be a little bit better. That's kind of what the Big Brain Bouts is all about. If they want to have some fun, play off-race in a weekly whenever they match each other, it's like, okay, whatever. We're putting $75 on the line over here. I want to see these nerds sweat. I want to see them do their best. Thank you, Patches Matey, for the 8 months, and obviously all the other good things you do for all the nerds out there. I hope you know that you are very much appreciated by me, sir. Game 2.
Round 2. Fight!
In the top right side, playing his main race, it's the American streamer caster. Got banned from Twitch around like 3 times, but he's back. He's safe. No worries. Twitch realized they made a mistake. He was innocent, guys. He was innocent. This is DaveTesta. Pie apparently has the UI bug. That is a thing from time to time, but I don't think that it can really... I don't think we need to rehost. On this level, Pie should be able to manage a Warcraft 3 overlay. In the bottom left side, he's up 1. He's known for his ability to produce a crazy amount of roaches. Does it better than anyone else in that league of his. It's the Basilisk fan, it's Platinum Heroes Pie from Poland. Whereas Max Pack's calling Rhaenys Protoss bad, it was funny, but not as funny as the Lino Widowmines. Or obviously the In Control TLO cast. But Max Pack's calling Rhaenys Protoss bad. It was more that caught me off guard. You know, I was kind of listening, but I was distracted. And all of a sudden, Max Pax just dropped that bombshell on us. Pie is in the Platinum Heroes. But he said in the Discord that he is a Basilisk fan first, and then he is a Platinum Heroes member. Arne Slot won the league, the beautiful ball Dutchie. I know, mate. I had a very deep discussion a long time ago with my German friends, Lino and Yo, and they basically said that Arne Slot could never do as good as Jurgen Klopp, yada yada yada. And I was like, honestly, I kind of believe in Arne Slot. I really think what he did at Feyenoord was spectacular. And I think he's going to be pretty successful. And they're like, oh, you want to make a friendly bet that like in X amount of years? Well, within 1 year, he won the same amount of league titles as Jurgen Klopp did. So, off to a very good start. I had a Mac Terran match and drained all my stamina. What's your most energy draining matchup? Nothing really drains energy, but I actually think playing against Terran Bio, if it goes past, let's say, 25 minutes, and it's a really back and forth game. It's not like, okay, you're always in control and it's easy, but it's a game where you have limited vision and you lose bases and you kill bases and it goes back and forth. If that goes on for like 20 minutes, then I feel pretty exhausted. All the other matchups, most of the time, are kind of chilling, because one big fight is going to determine the outcome of the game. But a close fight against Terran Bio, I think, is the most draining thing that could be. I do lose energy because I'm molding, though, because I really hate Mac. Mac is frustrating. And what makes it extra draining is when it's on stream and everybody's telling you that Mac is terrible against Protoss and you will be fine. And I know for a fact, after years and years and years of donating my MMR to Mac, that it's not fine for me. Like, I can beat Mac, but I can only beat Mac if I'm always winning. If I ever do one thing wrong against Mac, I know I'm cooked already. And you've got like 70 nerds in the chat like, oh, just make some Jonathan Mortar on A move, it's so easy. It's like, well, I wish it was. If it was, I would have been confident. We've got a Void Ray coming out first for DaveTesta. And I'm obviously aware of that, Kurmisago, but I don't think anything that pros say or applies to pros necessarily matters in my own experience, right? The pros can tell me a million times that Phoenix are bad, but I do better with Phoenix than I do with any other unit composition. It's like, well, I have different skills than the pros. So they can say that Mac is bad, but I can struggle with Mac. That's just the way it is for me. Pie apparently lost 2 drones to an adept. He's now going to click his Darklings on the Nexus, and I actually think DaveTesta will be forced to cancel. DaveTesta is indeed forced to cancel. Oh, big start for Pie. And the Overlord still lives as well. You thought Dave was quite a bit worse than Pie? No. If anything, Dave has been higher MMR than Pie. So, definitely, this should be a competitive match, mate. You must be the first person ever to fall into the trap of overrating Pie. With all the banter and shit talk I do towards Pie, most people underrate Pie. It makes it like, listen to Roddy. It seems like Pie can't even spell Starcraft 2. You might be the first person ever to overrate him. Dave plays on an A, yeah, but in the lower leagues there's really no difference. And I even feel like for some of the 5K players, the NA guys are pretty good. Pie is going for a complicated build here though. +1 melee Zerglings and a Baneling nest. Pie is trying to show off. This is one thing that does hurt Pie severely across the board. We have made fun of Pie, his obsession with roaches for a long time. And Pie now is overcompensating. He's trying to do whatever the hell he can to show us that he's not just a roach bot. He's like, no, I can play Muros and Lings and Banes, but most of the time that's where it goes wrong. Pie should do what he does best. That is hold down that roach button. Could be a cancel here by Dave. This was honestly pretty good. I'm happy to see that DaveTesta did not lose his Void Ray. Oh my god, Pie thinks he's raining now. What on earth is happening? Pie gears up, 3 Dropper Lords. Pie, you might have to cancel this. Pie does not. I love that. I love when he should have cancelled earlier, he didn't. And then the moment that he didn't have to cancel anymore, because the Void Ray went for the Queen, he did cancel. We're gonna send it. Now, the timing of the Overlord speed is a little bit off, but okay. What does DaveTesta have? He has +1, that's big. Oh, the oracles are massive. Excellent oracle movement here by DaveTesta. What could really be mega useful here for Dave is a couple extra cannons. You can never go wrong here with additional cannons and batteries. Pie is also sitting already on 1400 minerals. And he's got 2 hatcheries on the production tab. Pie! Like, yeah, I tease Pie for his roach play. But whenever he's playing with roaches, he's doing it well. He's spending every single penny he has. He's hitting those injects, roaches morphing into ravages, and he will literally have nothing left in the bank. Now he's trying to play some complicated +1 melee Ling Bane style. And we're sitting on 1000 minerals with 7 overlords in production and 2 hatcheries on the way. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, Pie said that he's got a VIP watching tonight. A lovely, potential beautiful Polish lady. He was very excited. He said, don't roast me too hard. Can't promise that, Pie. Pie now goes for a 14 or 16 Baneling drop, but apparently we've lost one of the Dropper Lords along the way. Where's number 3? Oh! Oh! Triple prong Pie! Triple prong Pie! This is gonna be big. 66 workers at the beginning of this attack on the side of DaveTesta. Couple of Lings and Bays rolling into the 4th. That doesn't do much. In the main base, DaveTesta is going to defend the Baneling Dropper Lord with Zealots. That is a play. In the natural, Pie has already unloaded a bunch of Banes. In the 3rd base, he got a couple as well. Honestly, pretty good. 22 workers across the board. It was hard to keep track of all of them. I'm not sure about Dave, his decision to warp in Zealots to deal with Dropper Lords, but like if you go 2 Zealots for the Zerglings and then 2 Stalkers to kill the Dropper Lord, that would have been something. No cancel on the 4th base either. Uh-oh. DaveTesta is in a bit of trouble. And Pie has found his Hydralist then. 19 Hydras. No cancel on the Nexus, but indeed a kill. So we lose 27 ropes, 2 cannons, and a Nexus. DaveTesta in all sorts of trouble. This is not good. What was the final score, by the way, guys, of Yona? Because I know he was up 3-0. And then Cure won. Did it end 4-2 in the end? Is that what it was? Just pick 4-1. Was that final game an 1 hour banger or something? Because I feel like Pic's tournament went on for a lot longer. How long was this final game? Sporecrawler does not manage to kill the Void, by the way. So DaveTesta, even though he took a serious beating on his own side of the map, kills one of the hatcheries. That's good. But Dave really needs to go back. The Hydra count is way too high. Just run into with a couple Zealots. We're gonna need storms here, but having this many High Templars right next to each other does scare me. DaveTesta or Pie here in game 2. Opening best of 5, the Big Brain Bouts. Banelings connecting with a couple Zealots. Pie's got a Lurker Den coming online. Oh my god. He has grown so much. 23 banelings. Dave, you cannot stick around on the edge of creep when your opponent is morphing 23 banes. And all your High Templars are right next to each other. Don't do it. No. Okay, the banelings are going to roll forward. The Archon cannot hold the line forever. The storms are massive, though. The storms are absolutely massive. And DaveTesta saves the High Templars, morphing them into Archons, hits us with a recall. What a fight by Dave. Oh, Kirktown. More like Pound Town. That was big. That was really, really, really big. Fantastic storms. And he saved the High Templars. I'm impressed. A lot of things went well for Polish Pie, but he's in a little bit of trouble now. We'll continue to try to attack the triangle base of DaveTesta. Couple zealots get warped in. That's not going to make the difference. Oracle does get picked up. And now Pie's going to end up losing all these Hydras. That is painful. But he does have Zerglings in the natural. In your natural, lings are dancing. As Pie now goes for the late game Roach transition. But he's like, you know what? That actually got a bit scary. I'm going to do what I do best. Gotta build some Roaches, baby. Unfortunately for Pie, it is no longer just a couple of gateway units that he needs to battle. Those High Templars that dropped those magnificent storms over here, they all became Archons and Dave was able to save them. Dave did that attack so good. It was almost like it was bait, right? He's like, Pie, I'm right here. Pie, I'm here. You should like grab all your units, run down this ramp and kill me. It was honestly very good by Dave. He handled that better than I think I would have handled it. And now we've got a Colossus on the way. Thermal Lens, +3. +1 air weapons. The 4th base that got taken out once has been rebuilt. Dave loves his oracles. Already lost 3, he's building another one. Pie is only on 68 drones. It's honestly not a mega sexy amount of drones. Yeah, he got the Lurker then. Got the Infestation Pit. Hive Tech unlocked. It's like, what is Pie gonna build? You know what he's gonna build, baby. Roaches. 23 of them. 3 Ravagers. He already had Roach Speed researched. Gotta give Pie kudos for the Baneling drops, to be honest. This has actually been very, very good play. Especially with the way that he syncs it up. He's gonna try to distract DaveTesta as the Banelings will get dropped all over them workers again. And now he's also going to lose probably a lot of his army, if not his entire army. And Pie's going to panic. Once he loses his army, he's going to be like, oh no, I need to build like way more roaches. Yeah. I know Pie so well. Hive Tech, RotterdaM. But if he loses his army, oh, but he's like, oh baby, 18 roaches. Honestly, if Pie ever gets married, I think I should be his best man. Because I know him better than anybody else on this planet. That was well timed. I know my boy. What can I say? I could see the panic. He's like, that was really good, but now I really need an army. And if you need an army quickly, well, you go for the roaches. But he also got a couple of Hydras afterwards. After he stopped with the roaches, he got 18 of them. He's like, you know what? I think I've got time. And he's right. He's got time. Hydras morph into lurkers. It's a good game. It honestly is a very good and fun second game where they've both had a couple of really good moves. Oh my. He's gonna try to show off over here. Pie knows that there are some VIPs in the online virtual audience tonight. And Pie's gonna build a Viper. Like that's just another day at the office for Pie. Honestly, if we would put Pie under a lie detector test right now and be like, Pie, is this the first Viper you've built since the summer of 2013? He'd probably say, no, it isn't. And then be like, wrong, he's lying. Pie never builds Vipers. Pie doesn't even know what a Viper does. I mean, Dave's army is actually very good. Obviously, lurkers can be incredibly good against this kind of an army, but it all comes down to upgrades. What I am incredibly worried about for Dave is the lack of detection. 0 observers on the map. He's only got 1 oracle. I think this is observer speed, right? Yeah, that's an excellent choice by Dave. This is really the kind of game where you always want to get observer speed. And just get a whole bunch of them. Put them in surveillance mode somewhere in the middle of the map. Make sure that they are near your army. I actually don't know who's going to win this. I think they can both win it. Dave does seem to have pretty damn good army control in some of these bigger engagements. I think he's lacking in some other departments. But, oh, why are the drones dying? Oh, over here. It's just this place. Good defense with a random Colossus and a High Templar. This is a big army. Pie has already lost 15, 17 drones. 1 hatchery dead. Could leave a Zealot behind. Kill a few more. Adaptive Telos is done on the side of the Lurkers. They've got Seismic Spines as well. Pie, you're Viper, baby. You're Viper, Pie. Oh. I mean, he killed 2 Colossus for nothing. Couple Banelings rolling into the triangle. It feels like they're both very afraid to kill each other. Meanwhile, Dave is going to fire up a Void Ray. I don't hate the Void Ray, by the way, because it's very likely that the Hydras will die here. And if you then have like 2 or 3 Void Rays left behind and your opponent is out of anti-air, I actually really like that. There are a bunch of extra Hydras show up. But it's alright. We've got Archons, we've got High Templars, we've got Colossus. Be careful, Dave. Dave! Uh-oh, that is a scary Zerg army. Nice zoning, Storm. It's going to disrupt this. I don't know about that. I don't know about this. Dave! Okay. Oh, the Storms are so good. And Pie actually goes through them. Does land an abduct though. Pie's like, take that, haters. And another one. In the end, the Viper dies. Now he kills one of his own Lurkers. That is very nice of Pie. He's like, I heard Roddy loves close games. Pie's in panic. He's like, no. My army is dying. What do I need? 24 roaches. Of course. Of course. Against a bunch of Void Rays and a bunch of Archons and a few Disruptors. Those storms were the biggest storms that I've seen in a little while. 1 Lurker dies. The Nova. Well done by DaveTesta. Honestly, banging shot. Good storms, good spellcasting. We've got observers as well. DaveTesta should be able to wipe the floor with his army. Can he also wipe the floor with Coco's very famous second wave? And if the second wave is done by Pie, oh, we know what kind of a second wave is going to be. Impressive by DaveTesta that he won that. He is going to start building Immortals. That is a great choice. The Void Rays here are legitimately awesome. Unfortunately, the Immortal will die. But the Void Ray is fantastic. No, stop shooting at your own pylon, Dave. These guys, they both enjoy shooting at their own units. Problem for Pie, guys, is that Pie's kind of broke. Pie's never had like a mega high drone count. It's been okay from time to time. Like 73 is not low, but it's just not mega high. And he's building and throwing away a lot of very expensive units. So now he's going to try to hit us with the 18-minute Mutalisk transaction, or maybe he just wants to build a couple of Corruptors. I don't really know what this Spire is for, but honestly I think he's kind of too broke for this Spire. The Tempest shot at the pylon, but maybe after that it also shot at the Immortal, yeah. Pie is rally points. Well, Pie's got rally points. Let's put it like that. Pie has a rally point. Already rebuilding his spawning pool. But Pie's gonna hit us with the GG. Does not feel like he can ever turn this around, and I think he's right. With a 20 supply against 77, I don't think he was ever gonna turn it around. Even if DaveTesta was down to 35 workers, legit a pretty damn good game. I gotta give it to them. Dave is gonna request a minute or 2. His keyboard is effed. Okay, sure, mate. You take your time. We go over to EU. I'm not sure what I just witnessed. The guys were gaming. Our amigos around 4,100, 4,200 MMR were absolutely gaming there. It wasn't always pretty, but they also had a couple of surprisingly good moves. Like banter aside, the way that Pie synced up that triple Baneling drop, legitimately very good. It basically all showed up at the exact same time, which is a nightmare to defend against if you don't have a lot of flying units. Did a good job with his Zerglings early on. Did get up to Hive, had a couple of good, I'd say, Lurker movements. The biggest problem is that Pie didn't really believe in his Lurkers. He burrowed the Lurkers, and then he moved all of his Roach Hydra over it, almost in front of it. And then with the Storms, he was a bit indecisive. And DaveTesta just did a really good job with a lot of his spellcasters. Honestly, got great value of the High Templars in the center of the map and saved them, morphing them into Archons and recalling them. I like the additional Oracles that he built, just to always have some flying units to deal with a lot of the units of the Zerg that don't fight up or shoot up. Yeah, honestly, outside of a couple of very silly moves and a couple of unfortunate misclicks, I think they both had a lot of decent plays as well. Yeah, Pie went through the storm and then he panicked, so he went back and then he basically stayed in the storm for another additional 1.5, if not 2 seconds. He ate some massive storms there. But that was on NA as well, to be fair. Pie is playing from all the way over in Eastern Europe. So if you play from that far in Eastern Europe, like it's so far east, some people even consider it the Middle East, but it's not that far east. Yeah, then your ping does get a little bit higher on the NA server. So we can just say that it's a ping issue.
Round 3. Fight!
In the bottom left side of Persephone, we are looking at the main base of our American Protoss streamer, caster, player, and all-around passionate Starcraft 2 nerd. It is DaveTesta. I want to say kudos to Dave. Dave handled a lot of these fights a lot better than I thought he would. I genuinely mean that. Some of them I feel like if I'd be in the same spot, I legit would panic and I'd take way worse fights than he did. So, memes aside, Mr. Nice Guy aside, I honestly think he did a couple of things right. That was very well done. Top left side of Persephone, we are looking at the main base of our Polish Zerg fighting out of Eastern Europe. This is the Basilisk fan. Hi. Yeah, this is basically a match that was made in Twitch chat by also guilt-tripped me a little bit, saying that he does so much for the community. And to be fair, he kind of does. On the Monday nights, Pie really does make all of our lives a lot easier. Of TKL, Indie, me. He's always there helping with the check-ins, the sign-ups, the bracket. He makes the page. So Pie does his best, and he always spreads the word of other tournaments as well. And of course, Dave does a lot of crazy good things for the community as well. So they made this match in my chat, and then who am I to say that I don't want it? No, had to sign up on it. What about the 5G guy that has played 150 weeklies? I tried to look for something for you this week, Wingend, but I obviously I don't only want to invite Bully, Wingend, Alex, and Pie every single week, because then people will be like, what the hell, Roddy? Like, well, what about the others? You got a little bit unlucky, matey. I mean, I wanted you against Patches the other week, but then I think it didn't work out. Obviously, limited slots with the opening series. Tonight, technically, you can say there are 2 community series, but the second one is a bit of an exception, because Cranky Ducklings and Zombie Grub, even if they're not 5.6k, they're obviously both very well-known members of the community, and then it makes it a little bit easier to make an exception. And also, yeah, I feel like lately you play a little bit less. You were grinding hard a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I think these days you play a little bit less. Just stream for like 16 hours. I mean, I can obviously do that. It's not for a lack of time, mate, if they ever want to play, but he's asking me for the Big Brain Bouts. That is not the same. If they ever want to play a random series, Wingend knows that on any given day, if he wants to play a random series on my stream and he wants me to cast it, I will do it. It's not a time issue. It is a limited amount of slots issue. Every Friday we did 4 best of 5s. Can suddenly turn it into 10 or 12 or 18 best of 5s. And also, who's going to fund it? I'm very happy that Basilisk has been as generous as they have been in funding 4 series for every single Friday. But they didn't sign up on 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10. Pie is doing something cheeky over here, guys. We've got 28 rounds. We are still mining gas, and there's a baneling nest coming online in the top left side of his main. Meanwhile, DaveTesta is opening up with an old school Archon harass. Archon drop, I assume this is. No shield battery in the natural, only 1 pylon. Dave could be in serious trouble here. Dave is going to be in all sorts of trouble. If he gets a battery right now in the second pylon, it'd be great. If he would shade out the adepts, just shade out and see if you can scout. Oh, will he see it? DaveTesta! Oh, he sees it. Dave, Wolof, tell me you saw it. Dave, for the love of everything, tell me you saw it. I know that we struggled with our keyboard, but I don't think we struggled with our vision. DaveTesta. This is a disaster. Oh, this is going to be so frustrating as well. After a fantastic 20-something minute second game to lose game 3 like this, oh, I'd be pissed. Polish Pie is dirty. Anna, Magdalena, Ola, whoever is watching, I hope you know that this man is capable of being a little dirty. Next is dead. 11 work is dead. There are DTs, but I mean, I guess there is a world maybe where Pie can throw this. There shouldn't be, but so many dead workers. There's just so many dead workers. Poor DaveTesta. Honestly, very, very brutal. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. It was never a wall-up. We didn't have to bailing bust it. That's really funny. I didn't even notice, guys. It was never a wall. Oh, poor Dave. Dave is fighting though, making the best of his second match ever in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. Played against Mars Bar, a very loved, appreciated, and these days top editor of Wikipedia, community member a while ago. Was probably on one of the epic land nights. And somebody may ask, why do you guys think DaveTesta is still in this game? I don't know. Maybe he saw that Zombie Grub needs a little more time to properly wake up. That is a possibility. And he's just doing his fellow American caster a solid. I believe in the power of DTs. I love how Pie can build 12 drones here, by the way. Honestly, what is this? Why is Pie droning all the way up to 42 now? It would be ultimate karma if he would somehow die to 2 Archons and 2 random DTs, but it's not gonna happen. Is there an Overseer? There is one Overseer. Dave is gonna now spread his DTs across the main, across the natural, but access denied.
Denied.
And unfortunately for Dave, he knows that this one is all over. He saw it, guys. He really did see it with the Adept, but I guess he wasn't paying attention. Or maybe just saw a little bit of red on his mini-map, and he's like, yeah, those are just a couple of standard links. No big deal. I don't need to turn around. The best thing is that was indeed not even a wall-off, so Pie didn't even have to bailing bust. He technically could have link flooded. He would have been in, but the bailings do help. Killing pylons quicker, killing probes quicker. I'm going to play the next game on Europe, apparently, as well. We did the first 2 games on NA, but I honestly think that DaveTesta then got done a tiny bit dirty. Because the first game was a bit of a meme, right? Where Pie played Protoss, Dave played Terran. So it's like, okay, you get server advantage playing with a race that you've got absolutely no clue of. Even though apparently he plays some Terran on the ladder. Alright, I've got TKO asking me if he can bring a co-caster. That's the kind of stuff that I normally need to know of in advance, but I trust TKO's judgment. TKO is vouching for a Frenchie called Melganir. He says he's a great guy, former Heroes of the Stormcaster. I don't know if any of you guys know Melganir, but Pie was a dirty boy, call me Mac. Absolutely. Take note. Maganatha, my new favorite map. This is the only map on the ladder that I'm still undefeated. I try to win every single game I can on Maganatha. Just to make a statement towards Magnus.
Round 4. Fight.
Top left side of Maganatha. We are looking at the main base of our American Protoss. Down 1-2, but he did play a fantastic game on ley lines. And that last game, I don't even think we need to look into it that much. Yes, he got bailing busted, he got cheesed, he didn't see it coming. Can we send it to our first game 5 of the night? It is DaveTesta. If Dave wins this series, he will get $60. And I know Dave well enough to know how he's going to spend those $60. In the bottom right side of Maganatha, our Polish Zerg, the beast from the east. 2-1 up, but very dirty. Spy. Mega dirty. How did it go, Aegis? Was it on Europe or NA? $60 buys you a lot of roaches. Sure. Hello, Krista. Gonna spend them on gift subs. Probably do that. I mean, Dave is a very generous guy on Twitch. I always feel like he's such a sweetheart where he streams so much himself, but then he goes to other channels and he always gives a couple bits. He always gives a couple subs. Dave is he's a very sweet guy. I know that his emotions sometimes when he's streaming get the best of him, and he doesn't always have like picture perfect Mr. Nice Guy behavior, but I like Dave just because he's real. He's Dave. And I think he's a cool dude. Had the pleasure of spending some time with him at, I want to say it was Atlanta, right? Yeah, it was the DreamHack Atlanta last time that we were there. And it was really cool. He just seemed so happy to be there, so happy to meet everyone and spend some time with all the folks. I thought he was a very cool dude. Hello, Athena. Absolutely, Krista. I agree. Dave means very well. He really cares about StarCraft. He loves being a part of this community, and that's why I'm happy to invite him. You're back home again, Athena. You left Asia right when I'm about to make my big trip. I'm excited. Just don't Mac. Oh no, I know that Dave can lose his temper. He definitely doesn't always have perfect role model behavior. I'm well aware of it. But I do think Dave's heart is in the right place. Can maybe work a little bit on rage management and that kind of stuff. But he means well. Deep down inside, I think Dave means very, very well. And he's sweet to a lot of people out there. Slow Zerglings of Pie pick up the scouting probe of Dave. Dave has gone for a more safe and solid opening here with the double adept into a Stargate. This is not the time I think that Pie would Baneling bust him again. I don't know what Pie is going to do here. Pie obviously wants to win. $60. That's like 220 Polish zloty. And as a man who has gone to Katowice many years in a row and also gone to Krakow once, let me tell you, 220 zlotys and bring you A-tier entertainment. Awesome with the raid as well. Thank you, Kev. I hope you had a fantastic Friday stream. We are in the first of 4 best of 5s. The winner of this best of 5 will get $60. The loser gets 15. The MMR here is around 4,200. Score currently 2-1 in favor of Polish Pie. Dave is an incredibly sweet guy, and instead of shooting at the same drone twice, he decided to shoot once at this drone and once at that drone. For maximum intimidation. No kills though, but those drones, they'll be fearing for their life. For the foreseeable future. Yeah, we don't need to dive into that, Patches. Because I feel like that just opens up a wormhole of streamers going out of line. Can we justify it? Yes, no. Like, well, let's just move on from that. Let's just enjoy our Friday night. Big shout out to Pig and Hearthstone once more for the raids. I've been enjoying watching a lot of Starcraft this week. It's a little bit hard to follow Starcraft when you're outside. It's been very sunny over in the Netherlands over the last few days. And I was trying to watch Rainer his games while I was at the lake. But my phone was overheating immediately. And even when I put it at maximum brightness, I could still barely follow the action. So I was relying on Pig doing a great job as a commentator. I was like, alright, let's see if Rainer is winning. Then I just heard a bunch of dick jokes. And I was like, well, I don't know. Seems good, I guess. But I hear a lot of things about balls and peepees. And yeah. I guess my boy's doing okay. And he had a run. He was doing okay for a little while. Unfortunately, in the end, not good enough to advance. But obviously, Rainer's got a lot of things to look forward to, so I'm not too worried about it yet. Void Ray clicks on the Overlord, guns it down. Queen and Spore, not good enough. Like a solid opening here by Dave. Legitimately solid stuff. You can always see that Pie starts worrying a little bit. When his opponent is not doing anything goofy, silly, low-level clown fiesta. Pie's like, I was distracted out by the in-game commentator. I was like, what do I do? Overlords and roaches. There was supposed to be one indeed, Dreams and Dust. I have not delivered on it, mate, but we can still deliver on it. I've got 5 more days of streaming in me, so I will deliver on that promise. Monday. How about Monday, mate? Maybe we can do like a best of 5 on Monday before the actual weekly. I'll just organize something tiny, you know, put 20-30 bucks on the line. Game 1 normal cast, game 2 radio cast. Monday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central European summertime. Is this a promise, Roddy? I don't know. I hope that I can be streaming at that point, but I think I can. So maybe on Monday we'll make it happen. It's gonna be a great radio cast though. It's honestly probably going to be better than actually seeing the screen. Just listen to everything I say. It's like you're there. You're part of the game. You'll be one of the units. Meanwhile, this game, Pie is now firing up Hive Tech. 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. Hive is well on the way. While also having a very tiny Roach Ravager move out. I think my Polish boy has kind of lost the plot. Steps into a stasis. And like, Dave is so macro-oriented. I stop by Dave's stream from time to time. Not always, but sometimes just have it on for 1 or 2 games. And it also feels that almost every game that Dave plays, it's like a proper game, is a turbo banger immediately. He's got everything on the way. He's got Twilight upgrades, Double Forge, very often Cybercore upgrades. He's got Robos, he's got Stargates. Like, it's complicated stuff. You look at me and it's like 5 gates, couple Zealots, couple Phoenix, a move, pop, another W, and that's it. Dave's games are often very, very complicated. Okay, we did it for Mechabellum as well. Actually, it's a fun idea, mate. I can give it a shot. I'll definitely stream some Mechabellum before I go. I just don't know when. Right now, too many things I want to do, mate, and not enough time to get it all done. Pie stabs not into one, but into back-to-back stasis traps. Earlier in this game, DaveTesta made a comment about Ultralisk. Well, 8 minutes later, we've got an Ultralisk Cavern on the way. While Dave is going for the double Robo Bay, Blink, +1 air weapons, and double Forge spinning, and triple Oracle. Dave actually plays the most complicated Starcraft on the planet. This is really cool. Pie seems to be a tiny bit overwhelmed. Dave actually does a really good job of keeping his High Templars alive. I'm legitimately impressed by it. Does Dave have Storm? Oh, you bet your bottom dollar he's got Storm, mate. It's one of the first things that he fires up. Honestly, I think Dave's kind of cooking here. I don't really know what Pie is going to do. I don't think that Pie really knows what he's going to do. This is like the jack of all trades, a little bit of everything strategy. Pie is like, I've got a wide variety of things that I can lean on, that I feel comfortable with. Seems like it's mostly Ultras. He does have a good drone count now, like he's up to 85. That is good, because that's something that Pie never had on ley lines. And in Pie's defense, he did take a couple of like very good engagements, and he had excellent harass on ley lines. It's just that if he sticks around and he loses everything, and he's working with a low drone count, he can never really rebuild his army. You can knock down the cooling tower, Ibra. There's a cooling tower. If you kill the cooling tower, it rolls down and kills the Zelnaga watchtower. It's the same dynamic as altitude, if you remember that. On altitude, we had a gold base that was basically blocked and yada yada. That's kind of what's happening over here. Dave is going to go for a couple of Colossus. Now, Colossus are great, but I also think it's important that Dave gets a couple of Immortals. Because right now, I do think that his army is very vulnerable to just being completely overrun by a crazy amount of Zerg. Lynx, Banes, Roaches, and Ultras could potentially overrun his army. Dave is looking for Storms. Those DaveTesta Storms, they were fantastic on ley lines. Are they good again? We lose a Oracle. We're going to lose maybe a second Oracle if Pie decides that he ever wants to fight it. Pie is hitting us with the multi-prong into the stasis trap. Alright. In the end, a lot of barking and very little biting over here, coming from both sides, to be fair. Pie has a tiny Ling run by into the natural. How good will DaveTesta defend this? Is Dave paying attention? Yes, warps in a couple Zealots eventually. It's a little bit late though, and these Lings are feisty. They already have Adrenal Glands. The army's getting close to each other. Storms will land. Pie, where's the rest of your army? These Lings are... Oh no! Colossus is now fighting instead of move commanding. That is good. Yeah, the Lynx killed 17 probes. It's so many. And the Zealous and Archon left behind. Dave needs Archons and Dave needs Immortals. He's building 3 Immortals at a time, and that's an excellent choice. I think maybe just a couple cannons, couple pylons. Right now he doesn't need to be moving out. Just kind of rely on the static defenses. You've got plenty. Force the Zerg to go off creep. And then I think you can be fine. They both have a monstrous army. 112 army supply against 106. Pie is the richer player, but off creep, I think Dave can take a much better fight. Still have 5 High Templars in the mix as well. Pie splits off some banelings. Pie, oh, 2 different angles. Who is this guy? Oh my goodness. That was good. Honestly, I did not think that Pie had that within his arsenal. Splitting the banes up in 2 different angles to soften up different probes and also make it a lot harder for the Protoss to evacuate workers if they want to. Even if in the end not too many workers went down. 10 out of 10 baning movement there by Pie. I want to tease him, I want to make fun of him, but that was good. Double Spire, a little bit ambitious because the gas count is not crazy high. The ultra count is a little bit low. I think if Pie wanted to play this style, Pie needs more ultras. 2 ultras, that's absolutely nothing. In the words of Maynard. Like 5, 6, 7 ultras, I think is kind of what you're aiming for. And then obviously you still need a good surround. Walking up this ramp into the Protoss meteorite, this is not it, Pie. This is never it. That's not even the entire army, by the way. Holy smokes, how big is DaveTesta, his army? Pie does eventually turn around and fight. Gets on top of a couple of the stalkers. That is decent. Gets 1 immortal, needs to run. Pie, run! Pie! Oh my goodness. Well, Pie did not want to run. In the end, he did save a couple of the roaches, but Pie was rich. It's now no longer rich. Pie is on 29 Hydras. Honestly, this is the ultimate anti-Hydra army. I wish it would have just been like more immortals, more links. I think is the play. Couple Vipers would be fantastic. 29 Hydras is risky. DaveTesta kills some debris. Does create a nice little choke point, to be fair. Oh, Pie's gonna have a very difficult play. Maybe counterattack right now, mate? Pie went to double Spire to queue up 6 Corruptus. Most certainly a play. The storm is landing. DaveTesta with 135 army supply of Protoss. He's landing storms. The Colossus are having a field day. A couple of Banelings have finished up. I'm afraid the ultra count is still just too high. 1 ultra cannot cut it. Pie was so rich, so many bases, but he has simply built the wrong units. It is a Hydra barbecue over here, and DaveTesta is gonna send us to game 5. First series of the night. Zombie Gruff gets her wish. ZG said that she was kind of hoping this was going to be a 5-game series. She needed a bit of extra time to wake up. Oh, ZG always gets what she wants on this channel. Dave and Pie will go to the rubber match. And honestly, I'm a bit worried for Pie. I feel like Pie is making life a little bit too complicated right now. And I don't want to turn this into a wine festival or like balance wining, but yeah, I do think that we can all almost agree if we're neutral. It's a fact. It's a bit easier to control the Protoss army if you get there than it is to control the Zerg army. I think it can be very difficult for a Protoss to get there and stabilize on all these bases, right? And really get your upgrades going. But I think any time that DaveTesta ends up with 130, 140 supply of Protoss like that, with triple Robo, you're going to have to be a damn good Zerg to destroy an army like that. If I was Pie, I would try to end it before that. Yeah. Heads or tails, Dave, you choose. Alright guys, we're gonna flip the server. Dave says we're good with EU. Okay. That's also fine. Fine by me. If DaveTesta wants to stay on Europe, that makes our life easier. We can do that instead. Pie says it's fine by me too. Yeah, shocker. Did not expect our Polish Zerg to say, nah, you know what? NA. NA has been so good to my Polish connection. Let's do game 5 EU then. $60 guys for the winner, 15 for the loser. So at least both players will get something. This is definitely a statement by Dave. Damn, that man is oozing confidence. Yeah. Pie is no stranger to an assist or two. Anybody that has ever seen this man play F1 will know. It's like, I love it when my brother's son stops by. My nephew is Jax. He's 6 years old, and these days he's old enough to leave my brother's house and just make his own journey over here. So this morning at like 9:45, I hear my mailbox. Hello. That's when I know my 6-year-old nephew is here and he wants to play video games. I like that most of the time, and it's not 9:45. A little bit earlier, a little bit later is better. But anyway, sometimes he looks at my computer and he's like, "Can I play with Max Verstappen?" And that's fine, but it's kind of annoying, because when I play F1, I've got all the assists turned off. But it's obviously very difficult for a 6-year-old to play F1 like this. So every time that Jax wants to play F1, I have to turn all the assists on and make sure that it like becomes somewhat playable for him. And sometimes I do an extra lap with all those extra settings, with all those assists. And I think of myself, so this is how Pie goes through the season, eh? And I gotta say, guys, honestly, the game plays itself. You guys may have heard Rainer talk about Terran once or twice in the late game with Planetary, Sensor Towers, saying that the race plays itself. Well, if you guys have ever seen Pie play F1, knowing the amount of assists that he's got on, that man ain't even racing. Trust me. That is hands off the keyboard, hands off the steering wheel, hands off the controller, joypad, whatever he's using. Anyway, game 5, guys. Whispers of Gold, Polish Pie, American Dave. Been, I guess, kind of what I expected. The first game was a little bit wild. Dave's Terran needs some help, but honestly, in some ways, it's even been better than I thought it would be, especially coming out of Dave. Pie, I think, is kind of playing at the level that I expected him to play, even though the bailing aggression was impressive. That was the best thing I think he's done throughout the series. Other than that, I still see like a lot of the things that I know that can happen in a game of Pie. This man has positively impressed me. Who's gonna win? The 60 bucks. Vamos. Final round.
Final round. Fight!
In the bottom right side, for the second time ever on the Friday night in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts, this is our American Protoss streamer, caster, and all-around passion nerd. It is DaveTesta. Known for consuming the occasional beer on his stream. I am too a man who likes to have a drink on his stream. Not too deep into beer. Once in a while I have a beer, but most of the time I'm more of a whiskey guy. Dave is a beer guy. This man loves his American beers. Top left side, we're looking at the main base of the man who helps out every single Monday to make sure that the Monday nights are easy, fun, and successful. It's our Polish Zerg, a Basilisk fan. It is Pie. Edge Inspector. Could be fake. These guys are around 4,200 MMR. I've mentioned it a couple times throughout the series, but obviously I know some of you guys leave, some of you guys join, some of you guys not always have audio on. This match is around 4,200. The next one is a little bit higher, but not crazy much higher, maybe like 4 or 5, give or take. Third match of the night is probably the highest MMR, because it's Hero Marine against Young Yakov. Those are the two best players I think we have today, but Thermal Baby Marine is going to be somewhat close to them. So we've got 2 community series tonight, and then we've got 2 proper high-level best of 5s. 2 times 4k something, and 2 times a 6k something. The love links. Pie does this build quite... Oh my god. Pie does this build quite often, and Dave said he was the hedge inspector. But tell me, Dave, are you also the Zergling inspector? Because that's a lot of Zerglings. This could just be the end, guys. This could just be Chrono Boost. You adapt immediately. Chrono. And build another pylon, mate. For the love of everything, Dave, please build another pylon here. Ah, not like this. Pie, is this how you repay the man for giving you server advantage in game 5? This is absolutely disgusting. Think of a pierogi. Not actually cooked, but put into the microwave, taken back into the freezer, back into the microwave. Is that what you would do to your pierogi, Pie? Oh my, shameless. Oh my goodness, what a shameless ending. Yes, Dave, let him know. Let him know, Dave. It's allowed. Never any toxicity on the Friday night, but... Oh, Pie. I don't have any pierogies in my house, guys, but if I did, I'd put it in the microwave, back into the freezer, back into the microwave, and I would serve it to Pie the next time I see him. 2 months overdue. But, well done, Pie. I mean, it's not the first time in the series that Dave technically sees something, but then he doesn't process it. He had that with the banelings in game 2. Was that? No, game 3. He saw the links, he saw the banes, but he just didn't react to it in time. And here in the final game, very focused on seeing if there is an expand and thinking that, oh, if there is an expand, there is nothing to worry about. But you gotta keep track on the larvae. If they're banking up a whole bunch of larvae, it's already worth kind of sticking around. And if you then see that many Zerglings run to the other side of the map, a second pylon immediately. Oh. Pie, disgusting. But congratulations, mate, on the $60. Oh, good, Dave. Thank you for the raid. Guys, we're going to go ahead and settle this prediction. Get ready for our second series of the night. A TVZ between two well-known casters in our beautiful scene. Zombie Grub versus Light VIP, aka Cranky Ducklings Light. I think it's going to be really good. You guys believed in Polish Pie, and he did deliver. Congrats, Pie, on the $60. First series of the night goes to Pie. Second series of the night, guys. Zombie Grub versus a Light underscore VIP. BBB number 95. Zombie Grub, USAT. Light underscore VIP. Aussie Z. Little Terran versus Zerg. Last time Zombie Grub played Terran versus Zerg on this stream, she cooked. She crushed. She dominated. I guess we do everything on US West here, right? Australia against Colorado. Light is also a Rudge boy. It was a fun series, Dave. And honestly, mate, I was impressed by how you controlled your High Templars from time to time. Memes aside, you guys both had good moves. Like, some of your spellcasting control was legitimately impressive. I think Pie, his triple prong Baneling drop was legitimately well done. Yeah, and that was it. No, that was more. You guys had your moments. It really wasn't too bad. A bit of a shame about the final game. Now Pie is going to do this build even more and pretend it's not an all-in. Man shows up with 24 slow Zerglings on the other side of the map. He's like, but it was hatch first. It's like, Pie! Pie! That's an all-in. Anyway, I'll take a tiny break, guys. Give me 2-3 minutes, and after that, I'll be back. Second best of 5 of the night. The Zombie Grub versus Light VIP is coming up. I'll see you guys real soon.